Hello, Kit Crowne here, your mortgage consultant for life. Welcome to this week's Mortgage Moments video. Well, here's the headline you never see. Psychic wins lottery. For the 10th year in a row, it looks like another headline you won't see is Kit Crowne correctly predicted interest rates for 2019. What gives? Let's do a quick recap of my 2019 forecast before I leap into the new year. Last January, I predicted that we'd end the year with conventional rates at, wait for it, 5.25%, spectacularly out of touch, Kit. Then, in July, I updated my forecast to respond to some pretty big changes in our and the world's economy, trimming my forecast to 4.5% by year's end. Ouch! Another belly flop of a prediction. Why is that, you ask? Well, here we are on January 10th, 2020, and rates are holding steady at 3.875%, unchanged from where they were back in July. Back then, I said they just couldn't stay that low because the things that were causing rates to be low, the trade and tariff wars, a looming global and U.S. recession, and persistently low inflation in our economy, simply couldn't keep going. Boy, was I wrong. Despite some seeming softening of the rhetoric between China and the United States, the trade issues between our two countries remain the 800-pound gorilla in the world economy. While a recession hasn't bloomed here in the U.S., around the globe we're seeing economy after economy fall into negative GDP growth. And the Fed lowered the discount rate 3 times between July and December, driven by a desire to ensure that the U.S. economy continues its record-long expansion. So, where to now, you ask? Well, it's an election year, and while the president exercises no actual control over the Federal Reserve, you can bet there's a lot of hallway haggling going on to encourage policies that continue economic growth and low rates. On the other hand, and I hate on the other hand comments, the trade and tariff wars are devastating the European and Chinese economies, and we can't continue down this road forever. The fact is that U.S. businesses and consumers are paying the cost of the tariffs through increased prices, and those are soon to show up in the all-important inflation numbers, both the headline CPI and the Fed's benchmark core rate. There's a tug of war for you. You tuned in for a forecast, so let's get to it. I'm forecasting that we end 2020 with a rate of, you guessed it, 4.5%. Not because I'm stubbornly holding on to the line with my July forecast, but because all of the same drivers are still in play. There's a wild card in the outcome of the presidential election. The markets could react negatively to the election of a new office holder whose spending priorities are budget busting. Way too early to call that one. So stay tuned for my July 2020 update. In the meantime, take all the cheap money you can get your hands on. Well, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. And remember always that I'm here every day to help solve the problems that living life on life's terms sends your way. Keep my number close by so you can reach me anytime you need my help, or anytime someone you care about needs someone who will care about them as much as I care about you. See you next week.